Hello, this is Dr. Garret, Castleberry, Associate Professor and Program Director of Communication, Media, and Ethics at Mid-America Christian University. I'm here with a video discussion prompt for COM 2143 Digital Media Literacy. We are on the fast track through our fake news scavenger hunt, and it has been an exciting journey for our students toward the goal of aiding our digital media literacy and information literacy in general. A couple of weeks ago, students were challenged with locating a bushel of definitions relating to fake news, alternative facts, misinformation, and so on, followed by a step where students then located an article that analyzes or dissects or engages that topic of fake news. It's been something written about quite a bit. So there is a rich literature out there of really healthy, well-informed, intellectual discussion pieces on the topic. Now, for this entry in our scavenger hunt, we want you to seek out and locate an actual piece of what you might identify as fake news. Of course, how can we tell? Well, we have to apply what we've learned. So, utilize that definition or definitions you've found in the past, or perhaps others that you liked even better from a classmate's video, and embrace that the definitional understanding of what it is, and the kind of familiarity we gained through sharing pieces and write-ups that dissect the phenomenon regarding disinformation, right? That's kind of happening at a societal level, and ultimately, we're challenging you this week to locate and then share in your video report an article that is described or claimed to be part of a fake news phenomenon, right? In essence, a contorted report or finding, right? And so this may require an extra step or two, which would be to verify perhaps why it is considered that. If you're unable to just simply looking at it, I think one of the helpful points of an exercise like this, and one of the reasons that we emphasize critical thinking in this type of collegiate setting is the difference between if I just see something and then I assign a certain value to it versus if I know how to perform tasks to uncover or discover whether or not it retains that value after all. So take the tools that we have been building and gathering together, what you know about this so far, and then look for an example to apply it to. Now, there's a real easy way to access something like this. You don't have to be a news junkie to locate fake news, right? But at the same time, I would not necessarily be so callous to suggest that it's quote unquote everywhere. I don't think you can I think part of the problem is people have arguably culturally trained us to just point our finger anytime we disagree with something, and then we just call it fake news, right? That's actually part of the problem if we haven't come to that threshold yet. And instead, it should be a very careful process. All right, uncovering, unmasking fake news, or perhaps a source that raises flags or creates questions that we simply can't answer in a satisfactory way, right? So there's a little more challenge to it than we initially suggested, but utilize these tools. Don't be afraid to locate what others have identified as as fake news, but you want to be able to, independently of your own understanding, be able to assign in the video report, your post, an understanding of why it is, what makes it such. This is not a leg of the exercise that's what you call gotcha journalism. Like, we're not trying to necessarily scapegoat anything. Instead, we're trying to elevate our efforts toward something we can recognize as objective, in at least in terms of effort. We can never get entirely objective, as we've talked about in our other healthy discussions, but objectivity is a goal one would aspire to. It's a goal, just like when an athlete goes out and they're performing, their goal is to complete the perfect performance in a given event. Our goal is to also aspire to an ethical threshold, right? And that's why this exercise is such a rewarding experience, because it taps into that ethical component that we're interested in digital media literacy. Come 2143. I'm looking forward to our entries and the discussion to follow. Thank you for listening.